How many of you have ever had a slinky when you were younger? Wikipedia says that a slinky stretches and reforms itself with the aid of gravity and its own momentum. Sports teams have to do the exact same thing. Like a slinky, sports are not just something you do to have fun or let time fly. There's a lot more meaning hidden underneath the surface. Like slinkies, teams have to stretch, adapt, and then reform. In my lifetime, I have played around 1,664 hours of soccer, which is 99,840 minutes, and I have learned countless lessons. 3 years ago, I played in a soccer tournament in Pennsylvania. We headed into the finals undefeated, but one specific thing I remember was how important this game was to everyone. We had not won a tournament in a very, very long time, so nobody wanted to lose without a fight. My team stayed tenacious, and we did everything in our control to not lose. By halftime, we were up by 1, but later in the game, the other team was getting a lot of shots on our goal, and we were struggling to stop them. The enemy team had a corner kick, and it was getting very close to our goal when one of my teammates accidentally stopped the ball with his hand. The referee immediately stopped play and went to his assistant referee to see who had hit the ball. One of my friends had hit the ball with his hand, but the refs thought it was me instead. I was immediately given a red card and sent off the field. Through being a man down for the rest of the game, my team still stayed confident, industrious, and tenacious to make sure that we did not lose. We ended up winning by 2, but the ending score never mattered to me that much. I cared much more about the attributes that my teammates showed. My team adapted, stretched, and then reformed under pressure and bounced back with a mindset that changed the whole game. Does it remind you of anything I mentioned earlier? A slinky? I bet a lot of you guys watched the World Cup finals. If you didn't or have forgotten, the game was France versus Croatia, and France won 4-2. France's players possess attributes that help them beat Croatia. One of the most important aspects of a team player is the idea of trust. You need to trust and believe in the ability of your fellow teammates. Like France in the World Cup, each player trusted one another in their talents and knew what they could do. They never once second-guessed themselves, and they believed in each other throughout the whole game, just like a slinky does. In a slinky, all the parts must work together and trust each other to keep moving forward. A slinky changes the way it operates very fast also. It hits the ground and adapts from that rapid change in speed and comes back stronger and ready for that next step. It gets pushed against itself and springs back up stronger than ever before. 3 years ago, my team decided to play a year up, which means that we were playing kids a year older than us. One game I remember specifically was against a U15 strikers team about half a year ago. These players were much taller than any of us, so we were a little nervous going into the game. As soon as the game started, we were immediately getting outplayed, and the ball was on our half around 80% of the time. They were extremely fast and could outrun any player on my team, so stopping them was very hard to do. By the end of the game, it was already 4-0, and everyone was really discouraged. I was not happy that we lost by so much, but I knew that this game was going to be very influential in our future. This game made us much stronger as a team and pushed us past our limits. My team did not want to lose like that again, so we came back from our tough loss and worked extremely hard for the next week. And so we've never lost that bad ever again. Does this story remind you of a slinky in any way? I believe we operated the exact same way as a slinky does, and that we can press together when we were defeated, and that we bounced back stronger than before. Every team must be ready for anything and push past their struggles. Because if your team is not adaptable to change, like a slinky, nothing will be possible. Your goals will never be reached, and the thing that you will probably be most accustomed to is failure. So if you ever lose a game, never think of it as a loss. Instead, think of it as a way to grow stronger than you ever were before. I have learned that life is never about winning every time. It is about learning from those times when you did not win. If somebody never lost, they would never mature and become better as a player. Like in school, if you get everything correct, you will never be smarter or get challenged. So remember, if you ever stretch and become tenacious and adapt to that problem and then reform stronger than before. Never worry about your struggles in the past, instead plan for the future and trust in your abilities. If you're ever in any type of sports game, just recall the idea of how a slinky works and try to operate that exact same way, for great things will come. Thank you.